Hello, thanks for joining me for beginner yoga this afternoon. I'd like to start by coming to a nice easy pose, seated posture here on a folded blanket. You can also use a block if it's nearby. I have a chair close by today just for easier access into certain poses, and you may choose to do that as well. Let's start by beginning to ground down through the sits bones and lengthen the spine as you lift up through the crown of your head. Drawing the shoulders back and down, and just moving them away from the ears. You can choose to close your eyes here or just give a nice soft gaze toward the floor. Let's start by taking a few, maybe 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. From here, moving right into 3-part breathing. On your next inhale, begin to fill your belly. Allow your rib cage to expand and notice your chest rise. Exhaling, chest lowers, ribs hug, and gently drawing the navel toward the spine. So keep going here, filling up on your inhales. Drawing the navel in on exhales. As we move through our gentle practice, our beginner practice today, I'd like for you to remain focused on your breath. Your main focus is the breath. All of your posture should become secondary. On your next exhale, keep your eyes closed and just drop your head, your chin to chest. Allow your head to be nice and heavy. Shoulders remain relaxed away from the ears. From here, inhale right ear to right shoulder. So just allowing the head to stay heavy, ear over shoulder. Draw the left shoulder back and down. Maybe even make a few circles with that left shoulder. I'm starting to create some space here in the neck. If you'd like to gently open your eyes, you can. Breathe. And then turn your gaze and look towards your mat. So just opening up a different part of the neck here, breathing. Exhale, head comes back to center. Inhale toward the other side. So relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, hanging just over to that left side, ear over the shoulder. Few shoulder rolls on right side here, back and forward. Breathe. Turn and gaze towards your mat. Breathe. Exhale, head comes back to center. And then let's just go a few times, rock a few times side to side. Again, using your breath. Come on back to center. Inhale the head up. Again, a few shoulder rolls here. Let's go ahead and switch our feet. So opposite foot in front. Inhale, open your arms out to shoulder height. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open. Exhale, opposite arm on top. Give yourself a hug. Go ahead and place your hands back to your knees. We're going to inhale this right arm up overhead and start to reach behind you. So fingertips are resting on your mat or on the floor. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Keep your heart lifted. Gaze is forward, or if it feels good to the neck and shoulders, gazing over the right shoulder. Breathe here. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gently draw your navel toward your spine. Inhale, reaching this left arm up and over. Hand comes behind you. So if the palm of your hand reaches the floor, your mat, that's fine. If not, fingertips are okay. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee. Lift the heart. Gaze forward, or if it feels good to the neck and shoulder, gazing over the left shoulder. Breathe. Inhale, come on back to center. Let's give just a few more shoulder rolls here, back and forward. And let's go ahead and come off of this blanket. Go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. And we're just going to shake out the leg bone from the hip socket. Just start to prepare the legs, then back into your hands. Lift up through the heart. Shake out the leg bone from the hip socket. Gaze is forward, or you can lift the gaze if it feels good to you. Point and flex your feet. And then come on back into a staff posture. We're going to scoot the leg bone back into the hip socket. Staff posture, stacking the body here. lifting up through the crown of the head. Flex your feet, bring your hands next to your hips, and we'll do a few circles of the ankles. So exhaling as you press the toes away, inhaling as you draw the toes towards the body. We're just going to move in one direction. Continue to breathe. Let's switch directions. One more time, lean back, shake out the leg bone from the hip socket, shake out the legs, point and flex the feet. Come on back into your staff posture. Sit up nice and tall, lift up through the crown of your head. From here, we're going to extend the arms out to shoulder height, palms facing each other. Inhale as you flex through your feet. So try to soften your knees. Inhale. Exhale and just slightly start to lean back. Keep the heart lifted. Keep the belly engaged. And then inhale back into your staff posture. Exhale, take it back. Keep the heart lifted. Inhale back to seated. Exhale, take it back. Keep the heart lifted. Keep the gaze forward. Inhale back to your staff posture. Let's go for 2 more here. Exhale, take it back. Keep the heart lifted. Keep breathing. Inhale back to seated. One more time. Exhale, take it back. Inhale back to seated. Let's shake out the leg bones once more. So lean back into your hands, lift your heart, shake it out. Point and flex the feet. All right, make your way back into your staff posture. We're going to bend the knees this time. Bring your feet to your mat. Knees are bent, feet are hip distance apart. So that's your feet, knees, hip bones. Nice in one straight line here. Inhale, arms come out in front. Let's just take maybe 3 breaths here, just like this. Palms are facing each other. We're keeping the heart lifted. We're keeping our gaze forward. One more breath. Inhale, come back to seated. Grab your knees and go ahead and give a hug. So hug your knees nice and close. Round your spine. Feet can come together here and just allow the head to be heavy. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale, come on back up. Let's separate the feet back to hip distance. Our knees are still bent here. Soles of the feet are still on your mat. Inhale your arms out in front, shoulder height. Palms are facing each other. Inhale, lift up through your heart. Exhale, start to lean back. Keep the heart lifted. Inhale, come on back up. Let's do that 4 more times. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Twice more. All right. Next exhale, we're just gonna again draw the knees in close. Keep the feet together if you like. Hug the knees, round your spine, drop your head, breathe. Breathe into the back body here. So start to open up any tight spaces in the back of the body. Inhale, come on back up. We're going to separate the feet once more. Feet are hip distance, knees hip distance. We're going to inhale, arms out in front, palms facing each other. All right, take a nice deep inhale. Keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And we're just going to start to lift this right foot. So parallel with the mat. Keep your knee bent. We're just going to breathe here. Exhale, bring that foot on back down to the mat. You can hug your knees in close here once more. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. So just bring your knees in close, give a hug, drop your head, round your spine, breathe into the back body, open up. And just continuing to draw that navel toward the spine at each exhale. All right. Inhale your way back up. Separate your feet hip distance. We're going to do the other side. So inhale, arms come out to shoulder height, palms facing, relax shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, lift that left foot this time. The knee stays bent. Let's just stay here for 3 breaths. Keep the heart lifted. Keep breathing. Drop that foot on your next exhale. Inhale back up to seated. Hug the knees in nice and close. Drop your head, round your spine. Breathe deeply into the back body here. Inhale, come on back up. Let's swing the feet around and make our way into tabletop position. Now, you have your blanket here. If you want to use it under your knees, you can do that just to keep a little extra cushion under the knees. Right. Making our way into tabletop. Let's go ahead and prepare the wrists first. So make your way into a nice tabletop position. Knees are under the hip bones, wrists under the shoulders. We're going to just turn the palms or turn the fingertips so that they're pointing towards the outside edge of the mat. So wrists are still under the shoulders, and we're just going to rock a little side to side. Come on back to center, and we're just going to turn the palms under. So the top of the hand is going to come down onto the mat. And you're not putting a lot of pressure. We're going to do one side at a time here. You're not putting tons of pressure on the top of the hand, but just enough to give it a little stretch. So fingertips are towards the inside of the mat. Breathe. All right, let's bring that hand back, fingertips towards the outside edge of your mat, and we'll do the other side. So gently pressing down on the top of the opposite hand this time. Fingertips are towards the inside of your mat. Breathing here. All right, inhale. Come on back to center. Turn your palms so that your fingertips are facing towards the top of your mat. And we're just going to rock a little back and forth. So back towards the back of your mat. Inhale towards the top of your mat. Exhale back. Sort of in a tabletop, but just a little more forward. And then exhaling close to child's pose. Just keep going here. Keep warming up the wrists. All right. So making our way back into that tabletop, and actually maybe sit back on your heels for just a moment and just shake it out. Few circular motions around the wrist joint. All right, come on back into your tabletop position. From here, look towards the top of your mat and take a nice deep inhale. Exhale as you draw your navel towards your spine. So we're protecting the low back with a nice tight belly here, nice engaged belly. We're going to step the right foot towards the back of the mat and just make a few circles with the heel. And in both directions. Exhale, bring that knee back down to your mat, and let's do the other side. So stepping left foot back this time. You're on your heel. You're keeping your belly engaged as you make some circles here with the heel of the foot. Opposite direction. Bring your knee back down to your mat. This time, we're going to step the right foot back. We're going to inhale this left arm forward. So arm is in line with the ear. And then if it feels good to you, maybe inhale, that left leg comes up, and breathe. Exhale, come on back down, hand comes back to the mat, knee comes back to the mat, and let's do 3 table to child from here. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, sink the hips back towards the heels. Ears in line with the arms. So a nice active child's pose here. So the arms stay nice and long. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Excuse me. Exhale back. And then inhale back into your tabletop position. Let's do the other side. Keep your belly engaged. On your next exhale, just draw that navel in. Step the left foot back this time. Inhale. Right arm comes in line with the ear. If it feels good to you, on your next inhale, lift your left leg. Breathing for 3. Exhale, bringing the hand back down to the mat. Knee comes back down to the mat. 3, table to child from here. Come on back into your tabletop. We're going to switch it up just a little. Maybe let's rock the hips a little side to side here. Give a little stretch to the hip. And then maybe hang out on one side or the other. Just breathe for a moment. Really breathe into the tight areas. Open up. Come on back to center. All right. We're going to switch it up one more time. So you're going to step your right foot to the back of your mat. Let's keep the belly engaged here. So make sure you're keeping that belly nice and tight. Inhale, left arm comes up, and if it feels good, we're just going to lift that right leg parallel with the mat. So we're going to do 3 pulses here. We're going to inhale, lift the leg and the arm. Exhale, back to center. One more time. And exhale, come on back down to your mat. Before we move to the other side, I just want to take the time to just maybe do any movements that feel good to you. So if it feels good to maybe sway the hips a little, or even, table to child movements here can feel good. Come on back into your tabletop position if you're not already there. We're going to inhale. Exhale, draw the navel toward the spine. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Inhale, reach your right arm forward in line with your ear. If it feels good to you, lifting that left leg parallel with the mat. And we're going to do 3 pulses on this side. So inhaling, lifting the leg and arm a little higher, maybe gaze is forward. Exhale, center. Keep going. And then exhale, make your way back down to your mat. So here again, swaying the hips a little side to side can feel good. And then again, some table to child. Come on back to your tabletop position. So this time, we're just going to come back to the tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under the shoulders. We're going to inhale, lift this left arm out to the side, reach fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, slide that left arm through. So right under the body, you're going to land on your head and shoulder. And you can keep your right hand here on the mat, or if it feels good to you and you're able to get here, maybe reaching that right arm towards the top of your mat. Try to keep the head and neck as relaxed as you can. Breathe. Slide that right hand back under the right shoulder. On your next inhale, gently press into your right hand. Slide that left arm back through. Inhale, reach fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, back into your tabletop. So let's do the other side. Again, if you need a moment to maybe rock the hips side to side, or if you table to child, do what feels right to you. All right, so we're back in our tabletop position. This time we're going to do the opposite side. So exhale, draw your navel towards your spine. We're going to inhale, reach right fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, slide that right arm through, landing on your shoulder here. Head is relaxed on your mat. Try not to strain the neck and shoulders. If it feels good to you, maybe reaching this left hand for the top of your mat. Breathe. One more breath here. On your last exhale, slide that left hand back under the shoulder. On your next inhale, gently press into that left hand. Slide your right arm back through, inhaling, reaching fingertips towards the ceiling, exhaling, making your way back into your tabletop. Readjust yourself if you need to. Sway the hips a little side to side. Come back to center, look towards the top of your mat. Exhale, draw the navel in. We'll do table to child 3 times. Inhale. Exhale, press the hips back. Inhale to table. Exhale, child. Inhale, table. One more time. Exhale, child. Inhale to tabletop. This time, exhale, sink your hips back towards your heels. Have a seat on your heels or on a block, whatever feels good to you. We're just going to shake out the hands. Give a little love to the wrists. Let's fold our blanket, move it out of the way. We're just going to make our way to the top of the mat. Actually, come back into your tabletop for a moment. You can leave the blanket out of the way if it's okay. Look towards the top of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, draw your navel toward your spine. On your next inhale, I just want you to slide your right knee between your hands. And then tuck your back toes under and slide your left knee back just as far as feels good to you. And we're just going to sit back on the heel. If your bottom doesn't reach your heel, that's okay. We're just doing a little modified pigeon pose here. So you can use a block or blankets under your seat if your bottom doesn't reach your heel. And I just want you to think about squaring off your hips. So if your left hip is lifted, just think about moving it a little closer in line with your right hip. So gaze forward for just a moment. Take a breath or two. And then if it feels good, maybe start to make your way down. So start to walk your hands towards the top of your mat. And then cross your arms and see if you can rest your forehead on your forearms. Or maybe even on your mat if it reaches. If not, that's okay. You can always use a block. So whatever feels good. And let's take 3 breaths here. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep the head relaxed. All right. On your next inhale, we're just going to slide the hands back. We're going to gently press into the palms and inhale your way back up. All right. Let's see if we can slide this left knee back forward, slide the right knee back. We're going to make our way back into tabletop. And we're just going to do the other side. So look towards the top of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, draw your navel toward your spine. We're going to inhale as we slide the left knee between the hands. Tuck your back toes under, slide your right knee back as far as feels comfortable to you. And then untuck your toes. We're going to stay here. Again, you can use a blanket just to fill that extra space, if there is any, between your heel and your bottom. We're going to keep the heart lifted and look forward for 3 breaths. Square off your hips the best you can. All right, and when you're ready, on your last exhale, we're just going to start to walk the hands down to the mat. You can again use a block at any height that feels good to you. And one side may feel different from the other, so stay aware and honor where you're at. And maybe you start with your block at the highest height, and you just work your way down to what feels good. So again, wherever you're at, let's take 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, we're going to slide the hands back under the shoulders. Inhale our way back up. Lift the heart. Take a breath. We're going to slide the left knee back. Slide the right knee forward. Make our way back into our tabletop position. And then again, have a seat on your heels. Just a moment. Shake out the hands. And let's make our way to the top of the mat. We're going to just go ahead and come to top of the mat. Move your blocks out of the way, anything else out of the way. That feet are hip distance, knees are hip distance. Grab behind your knees, sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, lean back. Tuck your tailbone and make your way onto your back. Go ahead and draw your knees to chest for just a moment. Let's give a little rock side to side. Did a lot of work to strengthen the low back today. So let's take it easy on the back and a few knee circles in both directions. Bring your knees back to center. Inhale. Exhale, hug your knees to chest and even bring your head up. So curling up here if that feels good to you. Exhale, make your way back down to your mat. Inhale. Exhale as you hug your right knee nice and close and extend your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, switch. So extend your right leg, draw your left knee close to the body. Inhale. Exhale, draw both knees close to the body. Give one more big hug here. Inhale as you press the knees away. Extend your legs to the length of your mat. Go ahead and bring your heels out to either edge of your mat. Your arms come down by your sides, palms facing up. Draw your shoulder blades together and keep the heart nice and open. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. In through the nose and out through your mouth. Neck is long. Go ahead and make your way back into a normal breathing pattern. Bend your knees. Make your way over onto your side body. And then use your hand and forearm to inhale your way back up to seated. Coming back to our easy pose here, nice cross-legged pose. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands together at heart center. Thank you all so much for sharing this beginner yoga class with me today. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Namaste.